Hello. I wanted to highlight a really interesting book that's provoked some interesting thoughts and I think may help organisations who are trying to tackle the climate crisis. It's a book called Rebel Ideas by Matthew Syed. I want to highlight a few really interesting points that came out of that book. The book essentially promotes the idea that if you have a more diverse set of backgrounds and ideas when you're trying to solve complex problems like the climate crisis, it's much more effective than having a bunch of people who are maybe perhaps very bright, but think in the same way. The first example he gives in the book is of the CIA's failure to anticipate 9/11. The failure being significantly down to the fact that it was an organisation that was staffed with middle-class, white, university-educated, Protestant blokes. And what they failed to recognise was some of the hidden messages that Osama bin Laden was putting together and putting out with his messages and the seriousness that they would be taken with in the Arab world. Now, how does that relate to the climate crisis? Well, typically the sort of problems we see in an organisation, I'll give you an example of one. I'm working with an organisation at the moment who are looking to move a lot of their staff to a work from home situation. Now, in theory, that reduces their office emissions. They're able to reduce their office space and the emissions that go with that. But the reality is actually that even though less people are commuting and they're using less office space, homes are an inefficient way of managing people's comfort. And so the emissions will actually rise slightly. And those are the kind of complexities that only come out from having different perspectives. And that's what we do when we help clients out. We bring them different perspectives to the problem. I've got a couple of people in my team, one who's much more mature than me, Andy Kent, who's great at detail, and one who's much younger than me, who is great at spreadsheets, which really helps with the data challenges of carbon reporting in particular, called Claire Balo. So let us help you do that. Let us build complexity into your teams so that you can solve these difficult challenges. And hopefully we can help you with the climate crisis and carbon reporting.